Have you ever felt like no matter how much you read, journal, meditate, or even hustle, nothing really changes? You still fall back into old habits. You still wake up some mornings wondering, is this it? You want progress, you crave purpose, but everything feels like a cycle on repeat, kind of like Groundhog Day. Here's the truth no one talks about. Most personal growth fades out because it's built on motivation, not transformation. We learn, we get inspired, we take action for a while. Then life pulls us back, stress hits, doubt creeps in, and the cycle restarts. But what if it didn't have to? What if there was a way to make real, lasting transformation stick without needing constant motivation or another life hack? I found something that did that for me. A framework, a shift, a whole new way of living. And it's not about learning anymore, it's about becoming more. It gave me a way to anchor my growth, not just chase it. This video is for anyone who feels stuck on the edge of something bigger, but doesn't know how to step into it. Because the shift you're looking for, it doesn't start with doing more. It starts with doing things differently. The problem. Most people who want change are stuck in a silent loop, and they don't even realize it. They jump from book to book, podcast to podcast, hoping the next piece of advice will finally make the difference. They attend workshops, set new goals, try morning routines, and for a moment it feels like progress. But then life hits. The momentum fades, and deep down they feel it again, that quiet, gnawing frustration. Why do I keep ending up here? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most personal growth doesn't fail because you're unmotivated or undisciplined. It fails because it's not built on a real foundation. We've been trained to treat transformation like a checklist. Get the skill, master the mindset, repeat the mantra. But we forget something vital. Information isn't transformation. Real change isn't about stacking knowledge. It's about shifting your identity. Who you are when nobody's watching. And that kind of change doesn't happen by accident. Most people are chasing certainty. They want to feel safe, in control, successful. So they chase more strategies, more courses, more next steps. But that chase leads to exhaustion, not clarity. Because certainty doesn't come from the outside world, it never has. Trying to fix your internal reality with external tools is like taping over a cracked mirror and hoping the reflection will change. It won't. You have to change the source, and that begins within. Until you build a new internal operating system, any success will feel like sand slipping through your fingers. You don't need another tip. You need a framework for lasting alignment, one that helps you live differently. And if you're still watching, that's no accident. Some part of you already knows you're not meant to settle. The transformation. I know what it's like to want change so badly and still feel stuck. I've done the reading, the journaling, the mindset work. I've had moments of clarity and motivation that felt powerful until they didn't. I'd take 2 steps forward and then quietly slide back into the same old patterns. It wasn't because I didn't care. It wasn't because I was lazy. It was because I didn't have a system that held me when life got noisy again. Then something shifted. I discovered a way to not just learn differently, but to live differently. A way to align my inner world so deeply that change stopped being something I had to chase, and it became something I couldn't avoid. This wasn't about working harder. It was about working truer with myself. For the first time, I felt like I was building a version of me that didn't need to be constantly fixed or motivated. The shift didn't happen overnight, but it started the moment I stopped trying to add more and started learning how to integrate what actually matters. I was given a framework, a path, a daily rhythm that helped me focus on two simple things: input and output. What I allowed into my mind, my heart, my space, and how I use that to shape my behavior, choices, and presence in the world. When those two aligned, something incredible happened. I stopped needing constant motivation because I wasn't pushing anymore. I was being pulled by clarity, pulled by truth, pulled by who I was becoming, who I was always meant to be. And once you taste that, you can't go back. Not because you shouldn't, but because you finally know how forward feels. The framework that works. So what actually works? No more hacks, no more hustle, no more content to consume. What changed everything for me was learning to focus on two things: input and output. Let's break that down. Input is everything you allow into your world, mentally, emotionally, energetically. The content you consume, the people you surround yourself with, the stories you tell yourself on repeat. It's your daily environment, your morning thoughts, your background noise. Most people don't realize they're drowning in low-quality input. News feeds filled with fear, conversations stuck in limitation, goals driven by other people's definitions of success. But when you constantly shift your input, everything changes. You start feeding your mind with insight, not noise. You start choosing what you listen to, watch, read, and believe, and suddenly your inner world starts to shift. That inner shift becomes your new foundation. Output is what you do with that foundation. It's how you show up, the actions you take, the habits you embody. It's what people see. But most importantly, it's what you begin to believe about yourself. When input and output are aligned, you stop spinning your wheels. You stop living in reaction. You start making intentional choices that reflect who you're becoming, not who you've been. Suddenly, your goals feel real. Your boundaries feel solid. You're not chasing peace, you're living it. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's about creating daily rituals that anchor your growth instead of relying on willpower or fleeting motivation. That's what the framework gave me. No rules to follow, but a rhythm to live by. A structure that holds you gently but firmly in who you are becoming. It taught me how to build consistency with clarity, how to stay grounded when life gets chaotic, how to come back to myself again and again. And here's what's wild. It's simpler than you think. You don't need to do more. You just need to align with what already wants to come through you. That's where everything changes. If you're still here, chances are you've already felt it. That quiet nudge, the internal whisper that says there's more for you, not in a chasing, grinding kind of way, but in a remembering kind of way. You've done the work, you've tried the tools, you've read the books, and maybe you've even had moments where you felt lit up, alive, fully in your power, but somehow it didn't last. You fall back not because you're weak, but because you're human. And most people are trying to transform without a container strong enough to hold that change. That doesn't mean you've failed, it means you're ready. Ready for structure, ready for guidance, for something deeper than scattered insights and temporary breakthroughs. Ready to live your growth, not just chase it. Because real transformation doesn't happen in the hype. It happens in the integration, the quiet choices, the small rituals, the deep alignment that no one else sees, but you feel. And when you have a framework that supports alignment, change becomes natural, sustainable, even inevitable. This is your invitation to explore that framework. No pressure, no pitch, just a door that's open, waiting. If something in your body leans forward, pay attention, because from this point forward, The path you take is yours to choose. You can watch our full documentary. Follow the link in the description. Or if you're ready to talk it through, you can book a free discovery call. No obligation, just a real conversation about what's next for you. Because you deserve a life that feels aligned from the inside out, and you don't have to create it alone. Here's what I know. You don't need to be fixed. You don't need to be more, better, faster, or stronger. You just need to be aligned with the version of you that already exists beneath the noise. The one who's calm, clear, and ready to lead your life from a different level. You've already tried doing more. This is your moment to try something truer. Something rooted in rhythm, not rush. In depth, not drama. In consistency, not constant effort. Because once you're in alignment, momentum builds on its own. If this spoke to you, don't let it be just another video you scroll past and forget. Take the next step. Unlock the full documentary. The details are in the description. Or book a free discovery call if you're curious. Follow it. If you feel something stirring, honor it. You never know what can shift from one small decision. And if this content helped you in any way, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with someone who needs it. Because real change is contagious. And the more of us who live from alignment, the more the world starts to heal. Your life doesn't need a reset. It needs a return to who you truly are.